Maybe the pain wasn't sent to destroy you. Maybe, perhaps, the pain was sent to evolve you into somebody that pressure can no longer break. What's up, y'all? I'm Jamai, and welcome to another episode of Manifesting Stardom. This is my journey to being the biggest star in the world, and as I go through life, I share my experiences with you guys, and I hope that it encourages you, hoping that these videos will outlive me and will forecast and show you guys my journey to being the biggest star in the world. So I talk about all the things that I'm going through, what I'm praying about, what I'm struggling with. And so I heard a quote that talked about how every time you're going through something painful, every time you're going through suffering, it is actually an opportunity for you to learn about yourself and to evolve into someone better. It's an opportunity for you to show the best parts of yourself. It's an opportunity for you to take the chance to evolve into a better person. And so the reality is we cannot really become better people in good times. We can't really say that we're good people or that we are hard workers or that we are people of integrity or people who are ambitious if the times are easy. The only way that that character can be built is through hard times. So when hard times come, the Bible tells us to consider it a gift because the hard times are what show your character. The hard times are what show what you truly believe. The hard times are what show how you truly feel. My godmom, who used to be my first lady, but she's like my godmom because we're so close. She had reached out to me to take her to the doctors, and I hadn't seen her in like a few months, and or maybe like a month. And so when we were leaving the doctor's office, she was just like, I appreciate you. I know you got a lot going on. I appreciate you taking me, to these appointments. And I told her, I said, no, I'm thankful that you gave me an opportunity to show up for you. And so a lot of times we need to look at the times where we're needed as opportunities to show up, as opportunities to build our reputation and build our character. Now, naturally, I would have done it for anyway, but I look at it deeper now because we haven't seen each other, our relationship. If I wouldn't have done it, of course, it would not have affected our relationship in any way. But it's always good to make good, positive investments in the people that you want in your life. It's always great to make positive deposits, with anything that you care about, with anyone or anything that you value. And so I tell my grandma that, I tell my friends that, like, when they need me, I'm thankful that I was able to show up for you because I value this relationship. And so that's how we need to look at it with our character when it comes to suffering. When there's opportunities, when sufferings come and when painful experiences come or adversity or challenges, we need to take it and look at it as an opportunity to show up, an opportunity to show God, I told you that I trust you. And even though I can't feel your presence, even though I can't see your influence, I'm going to show you that I trust you because I have no motivation in this moment to trust you other than to show you that I trust you and my faith in you. Take that as an opportunity. Would God really believe that you trust him if you rolling in dough, your opportunities are endless, your family is all healthy, you'll never want or need for anything? Certainly we've been blessed and we can look at our lives in that way, but we all have things of our lives that are just not perfect, that we want to be better, or are just downright just insane, like just dark parts of our lives, or terrible things that we're going through, or things like that. Those are the chances for you to show God what your faith is like. And so I don't want to wait till I'm rolling in dough. I don't want to wait until I have hundreds of millions of fans across the world and everybody's telling me how amazing I am and how talented I am. I don't want to wait till that. I want to wait. I want to do it at a time where there aren't a lot of people affirming me. There aren't a lot of people giving me opportunities. It's not a lot of people throwing money at me. You know what I'm saying? I want to show God in that moment that even in the quiet moments, God, that I trust you. That when I have adversity before me, when I can't see the next few steps or how I'm going to make where my next check is coming from, that's the time to show God what you really, where your faith lies. And so that's also a time for you to prove to yourself what your character is, and to prove anybody that's watching you what your character is and where your faith is and what the core of who you are really is. So the first point I have is suffering reveals who you really are. Most people only discover their strength when life leaves them with no other option. Pressure exposes character. When you're up against the wall, that is when you do the things that you really never knew you were capable of. The pain you're feeling right now might actually be the process that's stripping you. The process that's stripping you away from weakness and excuses and failure and laziness and comfort. You know what I'm saying? The people who become untouchable, who are super successful, who are super resilient, are usually people who survived, things that should have broken them. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only way to kind of get to the where you want to be. And the scripture we have here is Romans 5:3. It says, we also glory in our sufferings because, and listen to that, we glory in our sufferings. How is that you glory and you in your praise and you're happy and you're excited in your suffering? Because we know that suffering produces perseverance, and perseverance character and character I'm sorry, produces perseverance, character, and hope. So the suffering is what produces the perseverance, the character, and the hope. Anybody can feel powerful when life is easy. Reality is, your real identity is revealed under pressure. What you really think, how you really feel about yourself, or how you feel about God, how you feel about the world, really comes out when you're under pressure. Your suffering may be producing the version of you that your dream requires. And that's my prayer, that not only that I have 200 million monthly Spotify listeners, not only that I make $23,000 a week effortlessly through high value opportunities that inspire me and that excite me, but that I would become the person that is capable of attaining that, and stewarding that properly. So what type of person do I need to be a person that every Friday or every week, every Monday, I get a check of $23,000 in my bank account? Or I get endless checks throughout the week that average about $23,000 on average every week. What type of person do I have to be? What type of person do I have to be an independent artist with 200 million monthly Spotify listeners? For context, people like Taylor Swift, people like Beyonce, Bruno Mars, they're averaging 140, 150 million monthly Spotify listeners. We're talking about the biggest stars in the world, on the planet. So what type of person do I need to be? How much do I need to cultivate my gift and my brand and my fans relationship with my fans for me to have 200 million monthly Spotify listeners? So the prayer is to mold me into the person that has those characteristics that can attain and maintain something like that. Because I have here, my second point is pain forces evolution. Pain forces evolution. Pain is the only thing that's going to push you into your next. Comfort means that I did pretty well. Ain't no reason to change. I'm pretty good. The only thing that makes you do better is the failure, the desire to be better, and the pain that comes with not being better like you want or you think you should or you've always desired. I can tell you now, the reason that I practice so much is because I am horrible in comparison to the version of myself that I see in my head. The version of myself that I see in my head can sing down live, can sing, can be charming and charismatic on stage, can hop on the piano and write a song just play effortlessly. I don't gotta think about the chords and the fingers, and I'm just in a flow state. I could play, then I could get off of my piano and I could play a guitar. I could listen to any song and I could just play that guitar to that song. I could dance and do choreography easily. I can make up moves. I can freestyle dance. My body is amazing. Like my six pack is amazing. Like my body is like a bodybuilder. I look like a superhero. Like in my head, that's what I look like. That's what I sound like. That's what my gifting level is, right? But that's not where I'm at right now. So that is what, even though I might be a harder worker than anybody I know, that vision is what keeps me saying I ain't there yet. Because suffering forces you to think differently, move differently, pray differently, and discipline yourself differently. And the suffering is the fact that I look at myself when I perform, hear myself when I play, and it's nothing like what I think I should be. It's nothing like the goodness that I feel that I should be. The level of expertise, the level of elite performance and deliverance and talent that I see is nothing like that. And so that is the painful part for me. That's the painful part. Comfort rarely changes people. Only pressure does. If you ever down to animals, when you corner a raccoon, or if you corner an animal that would normally run from people, you put that dog, it could be a rabbit, a squirrel, a fox. You corner them where they don't have nowhere to go. They teeth coming out. They gonna show their teeth, because the pressure is what forces that nature to come out of you. But even most bears retreat. The only time they're going to attack for the most part is if they corner. If they corner, you're forcing that nature out of them, and that is how we are as humans. We're going to retreat to whatever is comfortable. We're going to go for whatever is easy, whatever the low hanging fruit is. But the pressure, once we don't have no options, we're going to man up and step up to the moment. You know what I'm saying? And this version of you, the version of you that reaches greatness, usually cannot be born without resistance. The version of you that reaches greatness cannot be born without any resistance. And the scripture for that is my favorite, James 1:2. Consider it a joy when tests and trials come, because you know that the testing of your faith is what produces the perseverance. It's all about that being backed in a corner. It's all about being put in a position where you can no longer retreat and you have to fight against whatever the resistance or the opposition is. That is the only thing that is going to propel you forward. Every setback is training. Every disappointment is sharpening your mindset. Every lonely season is teaching you emotional endurance. It's teaching you how to push through this. You're not just going through it, you are transforming. You're transforming. You're coming out of who you were into who you need to be the person that can maintain and attain the greatness that you desire. I am doing a 100 envelope savings challenge. And every day you save a certain amount of money for 100 days. And the research that I've done on it is it's not even about the actual money at the end of that 3 months. It is about the psychological change that happens in your brain, because every day, and I physically got cash and I physically put the certain amount of money into the envelope every day, because what it does is it changes you psychologically. And so my thing is, my relationship with money has to be different. has to be different in order for me to be a man that makes $23,000 a week. My relationship has to change. How I deal with money, how I think about money, how I spend it, how I hold it. All of that has to change. It has to be consistent with someone that makes $23,000 a week. Someone that averages $90,000 a month. As somebody that doesn't do that, clearly my character does not mirror or resemble someone that does make that. So this 100 envelope challenge is doing the psychological work for me to see, oh, today I just put in $40. Oh, today I just put in $42. Oh, today I just put in $30. That is what makes it worth it. That is what makes it a reality, is you actually changing who you are to be that person that, deserves it. The last point is untouchable people stop depending on circumstances. Untouchable people stop depending on circumstances. An untouchable mindset is where your peace, discipline, and your belief will stop depending on whether things are working right now. That is the only thing that will continue to move you forward. An untouchable mindset is where your peace, discipline, and belief stop depending on whether things are working right now. Because once somebody can suffer and still move forward, they become hard to stop. Life is going to always have BS. It's going to always be issues. For a lot of us, our biggest issues are surrounded with money, especially as entrepreneurs, especially as business owners, especially as artists, especially as creatives. Revenue, income, cash is always our biggest obstacle. Typically, it's our biggest obstacle. For most people, if you have health, usually your biggest obstacle is money. But once you get the money right now is your biggest obstacle, but it's not your only one. So once you get money, you still have certain other obstacles. You're still going to have certain things. I mean, I love being an artist. I want to be successful. I want to be influential. But how do you deal with people talking negatively about you every day on social media? How do celebrities or famous people deal with lawsuits? When you're famous and when you're wealthy, lawsuits are a regular occurrence. People suing you for all kinds of things regularly. Business deals going bad, people saying you stole something, people accusing you of things. Lawsuits are a regular occurrence for successful people. Dealing with attorneys and accountants and estate lawyers, and those things are things that you just have to endure and deal with. Taxes, just your family relationship dynamics perhaps changing, your friend circle you'll have other problems. But the truth is, once you become the type of person that can suffer, you are able to handle all of those issues. If you keep God first, you're able to handle all those issues. And scripture for that is Galatians 6:9. It says, let us not grow weary in well-doing, for in due season you shall reap if you faint not. Weak people quit when emotions change. Powerful people keep going regardless. The goal is becoming emotionally stable in chaos. That's what makes somebody untouchable. I've been studying stoicism, being a stoic, and really the law and the ability to detach. When you detach, you're in a certain state of honesty. You're in a certain state of humility. When you look at things practically, when you detach, your whole concept is to be vulnerable enough and humble enough to see things clearly, but detached enough to accept things for how they are. When you are emotionally attached from things, you're able to say, oh, this is the reality of this, and this is how I'm going to deal with it. But when you are attached to something or somebody or some idea or concept, you have a hard time dealing with it and accepting it for what it is. And so that is one of the things that probably in the last year, 2 years, that I have think that I've done pretty well with, is looking at situations for what it is. Oh, you're having feelings of overwhelm in this moment, but detach from those feelings. Now let's look at it. How possible is it for you to make this money to pay this bill? That's really possible. How practical is it for you to handle this way or whatever? You know what I'm saying? What's the likelihood of this person changing based off of the characteristics that you've witnessed or their actions? Probably not likely. So I've been able to assess situations and people a lot better by simply detaching, and that is going to be required as you become more successful, because things will be imperfect. Life will be imperfect. Circumstances will continue to arise, and you just need to be able to make sound and sober decisions, and not be drunk in your emotions. And so that's what make you untouchable. Never always take the opportunity when trials come to build your faith. Always use it as an opportunity. Lord, I don't see nothing. This went bad, that went bad, but I'm trusting you, but I praise you, but I honor you. The word tells us in Romans 12:12, I believe it says, be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, and consistent in prayer, or something like that. But in other words, always keep a praise on your lips. Always keep a good countenance. Try your best to stay in a good spirit. Try your best to be grateful. Try your best to look at the things that are working in your life and connect those dots. And try your best to, even when trials come, deliberately send up a prayer and thank God. God, I trust you even in this, because that's building your brownie points with God. That is building your character and your faith, to take this opportunity to say that even that can't phase me. Even that can't phase me. You know what I'm saying? So take the opportunity whenever things don't go your way, whenever things go left, whenever things go south, whenever somebody trying to piss you off, whenever somebody cuts you off. Take it as an opportunity to show your best self, to show that I'm mature past that. God, I trust you even in this. God, I know that you're gonna bring me through this. Oh, I can't see no signs of you, God. I don't see no signs that you're coming through. But God, I know and I trust through your word and through how you treated me already that you're always going to come through for me. So consider it a joy, friend. Take the opportunity when things go left to always keep a great countenance, to be joyful, to be thankful, to be grateful. I'm at the top of the list. I'll cuss you out in a hot second, but we're working on being better. So yeah. That's my story for the day. I'll see you tomorrow.